a good half from Giants. They didn't need that. They didn't need it. Now they're going into Smoggy, who might have a chance to do something similar.
Well, Smoggy thinks his area was cleared out prior. He's brought down. He had the knives as well. He was really going to be the crux of any attempt to turn this one. Instead, now Giants can really clear out most of this. Still diligent to clearance and flushing out, using a showstopper as well. Watching for it. That's unfortunate for nobody.
ที่อะไรวะทำอะไรก็ดี
So long. I don't think nobody considered.
ขอบคุณน้องโอมด้วยนะครับ8 เดือนแล้วในมาทีนะครับมาซะดึกเลยกระเช้าเลย
Crossfire setup. Hoodie was caught into the corner. This is dangerous. Now they're starting to really flood
จริง
out
กระดูก
onto
คนละเบอร์ครับผมจัดให้เลย
main control. Rhyme
กระดูกคนละเบอร์
doesn't
จริ
know
ง
which way to look yet still. Looks it down, finds a target, but he was being squeezed by Howdong, but still, it's just one player. What can Howdong really do in this? B2, damaged under Fatinho. Fatinho going to be waiting for the right time as well, playing off his teammates' contact. This is actually quite brilliant. As soon as Cloud takes it, yeah, there's going to be the response.
ไวแน่เลยว่ะคู่นี้
Safe hands.
EDG were forced to take an eco in that round, hoping that Smoggy's Knives could do something. And the reason being so that they can buy up here for round 12. Best case scenario, an 8-4 half for EDG. Did not think we'd be in that position, but I could just sense something from the quiet confidence again from Pipson during the map veto.
Oh, yeah.
It really felt like he knew something.
Chest.
He did.
Instantly, as soon as the bans came out.
Now Kang is going for a glass cannon operator in the final round here as Fatinho picks up one of his own.
Last chance.
Not where Hoodie was aiming to go, I don't think.
Probably towards the high ground, but
might end up mattering actually.
Yeah, he could have absolutely punished this, but Kang might still get punished. It's so dangerous. Damage done. There's no way you go for the repeat. But listen, he's never lacking confidence, is he?
And that was with no armor. I mean, all of the damage that goes through the wall there is
Yeah,
even more
yeah,
impactful in that kind of situation.
Shot missed though. This is a
มองที่ด่านหน้าเลยไหม
DG looking
มอง
to
กัน
try
ที่
and
ด่าน
take
หน้า
matters
เลย
into
ตอน
their
นี้
own hands here. A lot of
แต่ไม่แน่หรอก
utilities to
มันอาจ
clear
จะ
this
ตี
one
เดือ
out
ด
though
ก็ได้
by
นะ
Giants.
โอ้โหจะทรงนี้ยาก
More, there's still a minute on the clock, and they do have that player advantage, so don't have to worry too much. Nobody forced to use a flash. He's concerned that he lost control of ramp.
And the mid-fight's coming through for EDG, but so late in the half. Chishu's done a great job there of picking up Nuki on the other side of things, who pings out the positioning of the defensive Viper, and Giants are going to call for a push through B.
They should be able to get into the site here, but time down to 34 seconds. Oh, Alon's dropped down. Smoke popped up. Here's the flashes close to the corner as well. Paranoia is excellent. The movement. Coutinho all the way into the site. The fault line on top of it. Nobody can do a bloody thing. EDG are just sitting ducks right now. Corralled onto the point, onto the site. It's going to be an easy plan. Chichu late to the party. And again, it's a difficult scenario. Has to clutch this one out. And Giants, you know they're going to be playing that properly. Swinging it together, counting it down. And it's a 9-3 half. That's what we're looking at. Not for EDG, but for Giants, who have come into this with all the preparation in the world.
ค้างๆยังไม่ได้เล่นเลย
My God, what a half from Giants.
เหมือนโดนแบบ
I think being the name of the game there. Their game plan was so
ใจแอนแม่งแบบว่า
I mean, going for the contact play when Kang
กดดันไม่ให้เล่นอะไม่ให้เล่นง่ายอะ
speeding it up when he does and making sure he couldn't find any
สไนจะไปตัดจะไปอะไรแม่งก็โดนไล่โดนสโมกโดนบีบพื้นที่ให้แบบไม่มีที่ให้เล่นนิดเดียวอะพอพยายามจะมาหาเลยปุ๊บโดนโฮอีก
Wow, Giants look good as they managed to hold off EDG 9-3 and look fantastic doing so. We actually do have some highlights to break all that down because it really felt like, Sean, Giants came into this with a game plan and that game plan's working.
Yeah, and this Rhyme on the breach, I felt like he was so important with his utility, right? The fault lines pushing off Kong from a lot of those off angles. The second they found where Kong was on the map, they would immediately pounce on him. They wouldn't go the opposite way, which is something we saw a lot of in Tokyo. They actually overwhelmed him with a lot of utility, and this just shows how drilled Giants were entering this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Their spacing was on point. They're getting these trades on site, and like you said, their whole game plan is to counter him. I feel like they find him, they util bomb him, wave after wave of util. You know, you have the Omen flash, you got the Sky flashes, the breach stuns.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and man, that Fatinho
I'm so glad you mentioned it because we got it lined up. Here it is once again.
Look at this.
This it was an impossible ask for him to even get
He's
two.
aimbot.
He gets 2 and then turns it into 4.
That's crazy.
Just throw the grenade. You know? It's just wild, man.
Every kill comes from a 90-degree flick. That's so insane.
I've only seen one other player do stuff like this, and I was told Sean earlier. It's like my buddy Corey. He was like, he's a fantastic gamer, but I didn't realize he had it like that.
That was
I didn't realize Coutinho was like that, man.
Yeah, he literally shut down the comeback too.
Yep, that's right. Brendan Sideshow noted they needed that round, or else it would have been on a bad buy. And then lo and behold, they're on a bad buy after that one.
Must-win pistol now for EDG, in my opinion.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. This pistol is going to be so important here for EDG. We'll see if they can pull this one off, and let's send it back over to Brendan Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, it's always the danger. You know, you turn up at these big events as well, you make a deep run at things like EDG. It does put a target on your back. It gives your opponents tape to work off.
And to be honest with you, I think Giants would have put this level of prep into any of their first-round opponents. Look at the different setups that they can run here too. They have
ใส่เกาะ2 backpack เลยว่ะ
one can go for a stun. I think the desk are absolutely right. This is a must-win pistol round for EDG, and yet the pistol rounds have been one of the areas in which Giants have demonstrated their prep the best across their win in LCQ, and the first one that we saw here today. It is silence out there.
Oh yeah, entirely. I mean, almost to the point where they're just AFK. I mean, they're looking back and forth.
เฮ้ย
Like, okay.
what the fuck
Do you smell a tech pause?
I smell it. I smell something.
Yeah,
We're in sewers right now.
smelling something. It might be a tech pause. I mean, either that or they're just going to be taking a go at things. Sip of water. Was it YZ the other day? Just getting spammed through the wall, ice cold.
I mean, Giants must not have a clue what's going on here. Giants
Yeah,
are
just nothing revealed.
absolutely lost.
Yeah, I mean,
They're completely lost. Like, where are these guys? Wait, are they contacting through B Heaven? How's that happened?
ฮะ
Yeah, I mean, it must
30
be
seconds left.
a round
yeah,
two over
there's
for something or other
there's
here.
some issue, something
But-
going on.
But I mean, this is serious pressure on EDG right now too.
Rhyme is going to be, his finger's going to be
เอาแล้วใจแอนก็จริง
He's
จัง
holding
อยู่
this
ดิ
phone line for about a minute. Bro, he's, yeah.
The good part here is though,
ดึงอยู่
if things do get
จริงจัง
redone,
ไม่หยุดเลยดิ
Giants did not reveal a thing.
งง
That's
มันไม่
true.
มีบอกหรอ
Yeah.
There's no trap play or anything that's had to be redone. All right,
been
so it looks
revealed.
like there's some kind of monitor issue perhaps that they're getting resolved up there on the stage. But it's a big round to have something like that happen. Thankfully, before any of the action actually kicked off.
ดีได้ดาเมจไม่เกิด
But my word, the pressure on EDG currently. Now, I do want to take this moment, Brent, to talk a little bit about the series at large. Because while Giants have demonstrated an excellent approach to this map, completely deconstructing the way that EDG want to play it, this is a map that they got to choose, and it's also a map where we've seen them be good already. One of the weird things about Giants winning in LCQ was that they only had to play 2 matches and 3 different maps to qualify. So we have not seen Giants map pool tested. We don't know where they're weak particularly. We don't know how deep they go. They've played Bind once this year.
Yeah.
And it was with Cloud playing Yoru, trolling with their compositions in the finals of LCQ because the seeding,
Yeah,
as far as they were
อาคาร
concerned,
จอดับไปแล้ว
wasn't as important.
Yeah.
And Ascent too, we haven't seen them play it in a
ปรับ
long
จอ
time.
เย
They
อะไป
didn't
หน่อย
play it at all in LCQ. So I really don't know what to expect from Giants as they get tested later on in this series. It was imperative to me that they start out on a good footing here with a map pick, with some anti-stratting. And I think so far they have delivered with this 9-3 half. The goal here for Giants to be able to deliver a big upset is to close this one out and find some kind of similar win on Bind or Ascent wherever they feel the most comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. You've probably been piecing together the clues as well, watching the camera. So there was a monitor issue. I believe it was Kang Kang. And so we're getting that solved very quickly as well. We'll see the pistol round replayed from the beginning. We'll be getting into that one. This is nice. Little cypher cam.
I like it. I like
dropping
it.
down. I
You know-
completely agree with your prior point. I mean,
You start to get worried when the cam pings someone, though.
yeah, that's when you get in trouble.
That's when you're concerned.
Does the cypher cam do damage? I can't remember.
No, does the cam do damage?
Yeah, I think it does, doesn't it?
No.
I'm pretty sure when you tag somebody, it does like a tiny amount of damage. I Am I Kevin?
I mean, I think that sounds like cap to me.
I think it happens. I don't know.
No.
Maybe I'm confusing it with a bug when you can just give it weapons.
I think you might be confusing it with a trip as well. A trip does like 5 damage.
Oh, it does, yeah. I mean, well, let me know how wrong I am on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be getting back into the pistol round as soon as it's ready. Rolling it back, starting from the get-go. Gives us more time to talk as well, just about that prior point that you were making. I mean, we haven't seen too much map pool depth from Giants.
We haven't. And on the other side of things, EDG are in a very different psychological position right now. Yinsu discussed it a little bit when she was just talking to Kang at the start of the day, when they arrived. But they come into this tournament as favorites in certain matches. They're not tournament favorites, but in a game like this, most people are expecting EDG to win. And that puts different amounts of, not necessarily pressure, but different expectations on your shoulders. Like you said, a target on your back. And remember, this is the squad that has broken the glass ceiling for Chinese Valorant. They smashed through it at Tokyo, got the first win for China on the international stage. Then they went on a run. Billy have followed up here at Champions immediately. Thank you EDG for showing us the way and have come out with an upset win of their own, which is another big deal for Valorant in China.
The sky's the limit past that point, but I mean, there's a lesson to be learned with a lot of teams, I think, when they head into these tournaments. When you're the underdogs, it's much easier. You go into it.
That's what Nookie said in the press conference. He likes being the underdog.
Because the pressure's off your shoulders, right? You don't have the expectations, the massive expectations. For EDG, it's much different expectations compared to when they were playing in Tokyo to now. Now, they're looking to try and break the previous ceiling that they set for themselves, trying to get a top 4 finish at a tournament, maybe even go all the way. Different target on your back entirely.
When I see the crowd as well, so amped up about EDG, I think part of that is the run that they made, being able to make, joint 5th, 6th place at Tokyo's. Very, very good performance. But part of it's this guy right here. It's Kang.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the flashy playstyle with which he plays. And he got completely shut down in the first half. He's one of the players that I'm going to be looking towards on the attack side to open things up. Not necessarily attack side opening, but combining with Smoggy and being able to get those entry kills, rifle in hand, finding that impact. He can choose the areas of the map that he fights over. It's less easy for Giants to funnel him into a certain position, but they do have a ton of utility to stop them kind of bursting through the choke points. So he's going to have challenges, but I think a player like Kang, it kind of relishes a challenge.
Oh, yeah. Wants to live up to it. He's already made a name for himself. We'll see if it keeps going as well. Hopefully getting back into the action soon enough. Luckily it happened on the pistol round as well.
Yeah, quite
a nightmare trying to recreate that scenario.
Yeah, I mean the pistol round is extremely simple, extremely simple. In the press conference, the EDG, I think it was their coach, could have been a player, was asked what their expectations were, what their hopes were after making such a good run at Tokyo. And EDG said, we're looking at minimum to be able to replicate what we did at Tokyo. So 5th, 6th finish, deep, but not a top 4 spot, not a podium spot. And then at some point, maybe we can push things even further. But they have the most difficult group. I think when you look at the groups, Group A is a nightmare for any of these teams. Even for PaperX, who just demolished Crew, they are going to have some challenges getting through whoever wins this series.
Absolutely.
It's
Group
a tough
A. Group of annihilation is what I'm looking at, honestly.
There you go. I like
People
it.
have been saying group of death. No. It's group A, man. That's what you got to set your sights on. Anyway, we're going to need a little bit more time to get the server ready and started. So we're going to toss down, actually, to an interview with Kang that was recorded earlier. So take it away.
I am joined right now by an international legend. It is Kang from EDG, and Iris here joining me as well, and you're going to help with some translation. Thank you very much, Iris. Now, the first thing I wanted to do, Kang, is to show you a clip of you, because at Tokyo, you'll remember this, you did something that was so incredibly cool and cold, and I want to know, Kang, did you come up with that yourself? How much did you have to practice, and why did you do that in that moment?
其实我记得他这一分是 T1 连续拿了我们很多分之后，然后我持了一把狙，然后拿了个3个击杀嘛，然后突然当时就终结了他们持续的连胜。我当时就觉得我应该站起来做一些庆祝的动作嘛。然后在比赛前，一村老师跟我 就是说过可以做这个动作或者什么，就告诉过我，但是我当时一直没有去做那个动作，但是突然那一瞬间我就觉得，哦，那一瞬间我觉得我做那个动作一定会很帅，就是那种感觉，然后就站起来做那个动作，然后就呈现了现在这样的感觉。
Well, because at that time, I believe it was the game when we were playing against T1, and T1 was taking points consecutively. So I had operator in that round, and I had 3 kills. So after that round, we successfully ended their win streaks at that moment. So I felt like that was the moment. Probably I could do something. And before the matchup again, our photographer Itsun told me that maybe you can try to do some like ceremony thing during the matchup. So to be honest, I didn't plan to do this during the matchup, but that moment just like overwhelmed me a little bit. So I stood up and did that ceremony thing.
Yeah, I also like how you said you look cool, because we all agree, right? He looked really cool. And I also wanted to ask you a little bit about your family, because I know your name, your in-game name, you took your brother's name as well, and I know he came and watched you when you were doing qualifiers for this tournament. So talk to me about how much it meant to you, and how proud do you think he is to be able to watch you compete and also do so well as well?
就首先我认为就是他们这怎么说呢？我觉得他们自豪肯定是十分自豪的，而且在就是能感受到他们之前做的那些给我的希望、给我的动力是没有白费的，我没有让他们感到失望。然后就是我看到我哥坐在台下的时候，其实我就有感觉，心里面觉得我是有2份力量的，就是我感觉我在台上的时候不仅只有我，而是我哥哥好像也在我身体里面一样，就是有2份力量在同时去做这件事情，就是感觉特别的兴奋，特别的幸福吧。就在比赛的途中，我不仅仅感受到了快乐、兴奋，我还感受到了我十分的幸福，所以说我就会越来越努力，就拿下那个冠军，是那种感觉。
I can tell for sure they are very proud of me, seeing me perform really well on the stage, and I can say that I didn't fail their hope, their expectations for me, and also, to be honest, when I play on a stage, I feel like I'm not the only one who is fighting on the stage. There's another person, which is my brother. Like his energy is inside my body, so it feels like I have a combination of me and my brother together, fighting and playing matches on the stage. It's a very exciting and a happy moment, like of the feeling for me. Also, it kind of motivated me to push me forward and to become a better player.
Thank you for sharing that. And lastly, very quickly, Kong, you have a lot of international fans too. Is there something that you would like to say to them in English?
Yeah. Thank you all of guys who support me or support our teams at Champions. So I will never let you down.
Gotta love him, Kang. Yeah, I mean, just the story behind his alias as well. Carrying forwards his brother's alias, you know, a big supporter for him in esports and competing in general. It is such a sick storyline, and we will be getting started momentarily as well. Just the final few checks, making sure that the monitor's all ready, of course.
And that's the thing, Kang actually hasn't let anybody down at any point in any tournament yet. As Sean was saying it earlier, what happens if he doesn't have a big game? What happens if he doesn't have a big tournament? It's not his individual issues that are causing him to be 6 and 10 right now on the scoreboard. It's the fact that Giants have come up with a game plan that effectively neutralized him in the first half. So that's going to be more of a cerebral answer rather than just trying to find his way out of those situations. How can he put himself in spots now going forwards from the pistol round onwards to get that value that his mechanics and his ability to play the game at such a high level can allow?
It comes down to the game plan right now, because they didn't really come up with the right answers for it. I like the look of that, yeah, that camera shot zooming into the stage. And we're back to it, please make some noise. EDG versus Giants, let's get this one started. The second half of Split.
เว้ย
Starting off with a pistol round.
ตื่นหรือเปล่าหรือว่าหลับต่อ
It is a must-win pistol round, if you remember all the way back to what the desk was talking about.
from what we've seen with Giants, it looks like they're trying to set a couple of traps around the map. So they have cam contact over towards A. They can throw a fault line based off that. Fatinho's just prodding in mid to try and bait out a bit of utility early. And then they have flashes, they have paranoia, issues if you try to get into B.
It's the beginning, spotted out there, Fatinho. Another peek of it, can hear the Trailblazer. Straight up the gut, into mid. It's Kang who's taking the space off of it. Fast, isn't it? Right behind it.
I'm also interested in the buy here from Kang. He's gone for double blast pack, a classic, and armor, which indicates to me that they've actually got a set plan for this pistol round that involves him going really deep on an entry.
Nobody catching the jump peek of Cloud. Cloud now going to be calling, wait guys, could still be lurking around B. But in reality, EDG are grouped up. This cam hasn't been dealt with. Not sure when it's going to be spotting them, but now they're starting to burst out. Spots the feet. That's going to be the call. Giants now need to be ready for this one. Time being bored as well. There's a few crucial
ก็
seconds.
มันเห็นมันเวทลบขึ้น
EDG
เลย
finally getting into it. Double satchel over the top. Right into his face. Nuki did not stand a chance, but they still need to get into the side and get this planted towards the backside of
เขาโค
Elbow.
ตรสวย
Time will fall. Drop to his knees there. Still Fatinho chunked down, 22 health, waiting for the rest of his team here. Cloud, no heal in the back pocket, won't be able to top his teammate back up. Close to the corner here. Enough fuel left for Chichu. Obstacle created right in front of them. Comes down to all these timings and a sense of it. They just miss each other still. Plays towards screens. Kang
จะยืนแล้วมึง ยืน
4
แน่
kills.
บอกเลย
Give the people what they want. Hoodie spotted from the top. Will he get more?
นั่นไง
Not quite. It's the
นั่นไง
ace in the pistol.
แล้วเป้านิ่งอย่างนี้
You want some more value from Kang?
เอายัง
He's
วะ
going to deliver.
ยังทางบอก
ยัง
กู
วะ
ไม่อยาก
Instantly
เล่น
positive.
ไม่อยากเล่น
ตามอยู่เยอะ
After a rough first half, I love how he's done this. So he throws his nade early towards Elbow, and that forces anybody anchoring the site into that spot at the back of the maps. And he double blast packs, he knows that they're going to be there. He has the classic, he can right click, and from there goes on a tear.
มาแล้ว
Ridiculous pistol round from Kang. Set up
มา
right
แล้
from the beginning
ว
with the buy that he went
อา
for.
คังมาแล้ว
Beautiful stuff, bringing it to Giants. That might make this map a little more competitive.
Yeah, that was the beginning they needed.
It was a must-win.
Bulldogs across the board, with the exception of Kang. He's saving a bit of extra pocket change. Wants an op for Christmas.
Giants are just going for the full gamble stack over towards A. This is probably going to be a little bit of a slow round. EDG filling things out, looking to try and avoid a stack like this. This would be an incredible map for Giants to take early. Brent, we know that EDG have been dominant in China, and you know they've been playing well recently at the international level too. They're currently on a 20-map win streak on Split. EDG have not lost on Split in 726 days since August 2021. I mean, that's what Giants are currently on the verge of doing. Something historic here. And of course,
That, what was it, 20 wins in a row?
20 wins in a row on Split. Taking down PaperX, BLG, Team Liquid, all of those teams and more domestic teams within China. And even when they lost in 2021, it was in overtime. So they just haven't had a situation quite like this one in a while. The question is whether Giants can hold on and close out.
Aodong might be the recipient of some ult orbs if he can hit the shots here, because Giants...
หายละ
Yeah, the gamble stack didn't pay off, but they are encroaching out towards. Flash, info gained. They know where they are. Still got to be careful of this one. Everybody actually seeking to meet them, with the exception of Kang out towards the side. This is lovely util. Gliding up, looking to see if they can take somebody's guns away. Great nade. Spike detonated right into
Nuki
their
needs to
backs.
die.
Nuki does need to die, and he will do.
โอ้ยเสียหาย
Just
อยู่นะ
that. So, not the healthiest
เสียหายอยู่นะ
round
ดอก
in the
นี้
world for EDG. Kang was actually not present there. He wasn't able to. He wasn't able to save a bulldog.
It's not the worst in the world either, though, because one of their players only brought a ghost into that round, so they're still going to have, you know, 2 bulldogs, a rifle that they can bring in. In theory, it might be possible for Kang even to get up to his showstopper. He's pondering whether or not to go for the YZ judge play.
He's wondering, feeling inspired. I think we all were. I was about to ruin ranked after I watched that game.
For your team, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, fast play from EDG, looking to try and trap somebody with that pull up towards ramp. They know the trip very early on. Nuki's got a cam behind it too, though.
Amount of players just waiting right beside Smoggy. Here with the Trailblazer, as soon as that's spotted, yeah, they want to just try and burst out onto him. Updrafts abound and right round the corner and into the fray. Kankang there! And Kankang strikes the duelist duo. Only grabbing the two before only falling down, but mid, complete control of it lost. EDG were quick to just take up all of that space once more. Now the trips are tripping them up, but only for a second here. Now they can start to get themselves into the site. The peek attempt by Nuki. Will he get the kill? He will not.
Bit of a whiff there from Nuki. He had a chance to make that round winnable.
หมูหก
And this is a massive bonus. And this is what I'm talking about. It's one thing to go up significantly against a
ช็อตนี้
team
หมูหก
based on prep work and having great ideas, hitting great form. But you still need to close things out. And giving EDG a bonus round here off the back of essentially what was a failed punish. Again, the idea is great from Giants. They know that when they use a dog like that and they use a pull, there's going to be a player inserted and posted on a ramp. So they use their own utility to try and clear out Smoggy. And Smoggy ends up being like a little piece of worm on the end of a string that just pulls him along. He is.
Pulls out the utility, pulls out the attempt to just clear him out of that position.